Morning, this is Math 5 for April 15th. This is Wednesday's math, and we are on lesson 126, and we're going to be talking about powers of 10. I think you'll find this lesson very interesting. Let's think through a few things first. I'm going to put up this multiplication problem. And we're going to do this problem as we normally would. 10 times 8.75, and let's see what would happen. 8.75 times 10. Well, these would all be 0, 0, 0. Mark out the ones place. 5, 7, 8. Add them together. Now, I have 2 behind the decimal, so I have 2 behind the decimal. So I get 87.5. So I'm just going to write this below. Well, I write it above. And let's look at what happened when we multiplied by 10. Can you see that we have the same three numbers, but the decimal points are in different places? Okay? So what happened to the decimal point? It was in between the 8 and the 7, and it moved over one place in between the 7 and the 5. Okay? So here's a little rule. When we multiply, the decimal point moves to the right. Okay? So say that rule with me. When we multiply, the decimal point moves to the right. Now, how far right does it go? Well, how many zeros do we have in this? We have 1 0, so it moves 1 decimal point to the right. So instead of doing all of this work, if I get this problem, I can actually just go 1 0, it's times 10. Now, could I do this if it was times 20 or times 30? No. Times 10, move it 1 to the right, so it equals 87.5. I don't even have to do the math. I knew you would like that. Okay, well, let's look if we change this number to 100. What if we say 100 times 8.75? Well, I'm multiplying, so I'm moving my decimal to the right. How many places? 2 zeros? 2 places. 1, 2. This equals 875. I can put 0.0, but I don't need to. Let's do 1,000. 1,000 times 8.75. Well, how many zeros do I have? I'm moving to the right. 1, 2. What do I do here? I just add a spot for a 0. So 8750. 8,750. Okay? So that is multiplying. So that's what you're going to be doing today. I want you to drop down, though, and look at the pink box on your page, because we're going to be talking about an exponent today, and it really just tells us how many times we're going to multiply 10. Okay? So if we have 3.84 times 10 to the first power, how many times are we multiplying 10? Just one time. Okay? So what that tells me is I'm going to multiply the 10 one time, so that's 1 0. I'm going to move it to the right, and I'm going to get 38.4. Okay? Now, I'm going to do this problem again. 3.84 times 10 to the second power. Now, how many times am I multiplying 10? 2 times. So how many zeros? 2. How many times am I going to move the decimal? 2. Do you see how we moved it 1 here? We're going to move it 2 here. Okay, are you catching on? So we're going to move it to the right 2 times. So I get 384. 384. Okay, let me do another one. 3.84 times 10 to the third power. How many times do you think we need to move the decimal? 3 times, right? Okay, so let's move it. 1, 2. I need to annex a 0 in, so I get 3,840. Okay, so that's how you do powers. All right, let's flip to the back page. Okay, On the back page, we're talking about dividing. So if we move to the right when we multiply, what do you think our rule is going to be for division? When we divide a decimal, we move to the left. Okay, so let's say that rule. When we divide decimals, we move to the left. Okay, so let me erase this and let's do a couple of problems so you get used to it. I hope you think, wow, this is going to go fast today. 89.4 divided by 10. Well, how many zeros do I have? 1. And I'm dividing, so I'm going to move one place to the left. Boop. 8.94 is my answer. Okay, so let's take this same one and divide by 100. 89.4 divided by 100. I have 2 zeros, so I'm going to move 2 places. And this time I have 0.894. And if I have a decimal here, I need to go ahead and add that 0 for the ones place. 0.894. Okay? And then let's do 89.4 divided by 1,000. Okay? We're going to move it 3 places. 1, 2, annex a 0. So 0.894. I have a decimal point in front, so I got to make sure I put a 0. Okay? Now, let's look at dividing by exponents. 62.5 in your green box. 62.5 divided by 10. 10 to the first power. Well, my power tells us how many times I'm going to move my decimal, and division tells me I'm moving to the left, so I need to move it 1. 6.25 is my answer. Okay? So, if we multiply, we move to the right. If we divide, we move to the left. Okay? If you're struggling with it, that's okay. I hope it goes really fast for you today, and it's a fun math for you to do. But if you're struggling, make sure you Marco Polo me for help.